Because my longer videos don't really get seen, I'm going to try something new. And I know a lot of people have asked me about a podcast, and I haven't gotten to that yet. But I'm going to start telling longer stories on YouTube. And today is going to be a discussion on the silent treatment, because it's not just emotionally immature. It is one of the most psychologically damaging forms of control. And it usually doesn't start loud. It starts small, so you don't really notice it at first. You say something, maybe you express a need, maybe you set a boundary, maybe you ask a simple question. And abusive people, toxic people, narcissistic people, they don't like to be questioned. But that is when you feel something shift. The tone starts to change. Their energy pulls back, and then nothing. No response, no eye contact, no acknowledgement. It's as if you don't even exist. And if you haven't experienced it, that feeling, it is unlike anything else. Your stomach drops. There's a tightness in your chest. Your thoughts start racing. Wait, what just happened? Did I say something wrong? Why are they ignoring me? What did I do? That was so bad. That was so wrong. Because your nervous system doesn't just experience this as they're being quiet. It experiences it as disconnection, rejection, and abandonment. And in these abusive dynamics, you're usually emotionally dependent on them already, if not financially dependent in other ways of dependency. So that silence, that withdrawal, your body interprets it as danger. You go into survival mode. Maybe they disappear. Maybe they actually leave. So maybe you start texting more, trying to fix it, trying to explain yourself over and over and over to try to repair. Or you shut down completely, or you become hyper aware of everything you say moving forward. It's not random. That is your nervous system trying to restore safety in an environment that can't be safe, genuinely safe. Because the silent treatment is not neutral. It's not accidental. And it's not just someone being bad at communication. It is literally a form of psychological abuse to use, punish, control, and condition you. And there's nothing okay, nothing normal about that in any way, shape, or form. So over time, it teaches you. If you speak up, you lose that connection that you've become dependent on. If you have needs, you get ignored. So we make ourselves smaller, we shrink. If they withdraw, it must be your fault in some way, shape, or form. So you start to adjust yourself to avoid ever feeling that feeling again, because it is a horrible feeling. You become easier, you become quieter, you become more accommodating, you become less of who you actually are. You apologize faster, even when you didn't do anything wrong. You question yourself more, you shrink just to keep the peace, just to keep that connection, which is really an attachment. And this is where most people get confused, because this is not the same as someone saying, I need some space to process this, we'll talk later, and then actually coming back to repair. That's healthy. That's okay. But that is not at all what the silent treatment is. The silent treatment is punishment. Healthy space includes communicating, it includes clarity, and an actual follow-through. The silent treatment is withdrawal, confusion, and control. And any time there is confusion, that is a huge red flag. There's some form of manipulation going on. And the psychological impact is deep. It keeps you stuck in this loop, trying to figure it out, trying to fix it, trying to earn back that connection while they hold the power. That is dangerous. That is a power dynamic, and that's what makes it an abusive dynamic. Then eventually they come back. Maybe they act like nothing happened. Maybe it's the next day they act like nothing happened. Maybe with just enough attention, just enough of those little breadcrumbs, and your nervous system feels that sense of relief. That relief, that's what bonds you to the cycle. But over time, something much deeper happens. You stop trusting yourself. You question your reality. You start believing that you're the problem, even when you're not. Because the message underneath the silent treatment is, you don't matter. Your voice isn't safe. You only get connection when you comply and you behave correctly. That's not okay. That is not love. That is not space. That's not a boundary. No matter what they call it, that's not what it is. That is power and control. And that makes for a dangerous dynamic. And if this affects you deeply, it is not at all because you're weak, because you're not. It's because your body was wired for connection. And it's reacting to the loss of it, an intentional withdrawal of it. Healing isn't just about understanding this mentally, because you can understand it cognitively all day long. But it's about learning you don't have to chase that connection at the cost of yourself. So if this hit for you, you are not overreacting. And I get it. I've lived it. You're recognizing a pattern that absolutely can be broken. And I'm here to help you break it if you are ready, or if you're not ready, but you just need a safe space. That is what I'm here for. So I hope this helps bring someone out there some kind of clarity, or if they want to send it to someone to help them have some kind of clarity. I know it's not easy to break this cycle, but it is definitely possible. And it is essential for your mental well-being and for your physical well-being. Stay safe.